What's up, Tammy?
You know what I'm saying? She does on my picture, say, my man. Bitch, she be jelly, they ain't on the real, be with you, I'm smacking that ass. It's stay in the past, fall out that shit that they didn't understand. I'm wrong, ain't no more playing. Don't get ready, quit locking your hands.
What's up, Terry? Y'all tapping in, tuning in to the Domestic Friday podcast. We here on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. We got it all locked in, you feel me? We got it locked in. This is the only way we know how to do it, right? Come on, tap in. What's up, Terry? What's up, Brookie? Y'all share the live, tap in. Tap that screen. Show some love. Tonight, we finna give it to them. You hear me? I know we all struggling with this, so we finna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? No editing, no cut, no pre-record, no nothing. We letting it run. You feel me? I am Phenomenal Mindy, straight up out of Memphis, Tennessee, is where I reside. I don't know no other place to be on earth than in Memphis. You feel what I'm saying? You heard me? Grrr. You hear me? I love he do that. Grrr. He better be tender about you. Let's give it to him. He better be tender about you. He better be tender about you. Yeah. Alexa Paul. Welcome to another show. This is Domestic Friday. I am your host, Phenomenal Mindy, here again. We are live from TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. We got it all setting up in one thing. You feel me? I want y'all to do me one favor. If y'all know anybody that's struggling with friendship PTSD, share the live for me. Share the live one time for the vine, one time for the vine. Share the live. You feel me? So today's topic that we're going to talk about, again, it is called friendship PTSD. And we going to keep it real. We going to keep it funky. And we ain't going to discriminate on nobody. And we ain't going to underestimate anything, right? We ain't going to do that, right? Alexa, play. We ain't doing none of that. You feel me? We gonna keep it funky, share the live, tap the screen. Anybody y'all know that's struggling with PTSD from friendship, this is what we gonna do. Alexa, play. We gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it moving. We ain't even gonna stop. You feel me? We just gonna keep it going. So today, we gonna go ahead and get the show started. I know some of y'all been watching and waiting to see what Mindy gonna talk about, right? I just want to say that I had an amazing week. I can't complain about nothing. I don't got nothing to complain about. I'm here. Just got back from vacation and loving every bit of vacation that I had. So I'm coming back with a whole new vibe and a whole new grind, right? Y'all feeling me, right? Okay. I see the comments down there. Y'all feeling me? Over here on TikTok, right? Okay. So today we're gonna talk about some trauma that kind of doesn't get, to the headlines. They doesn't give like sympathy cards or nothing like that there, but it does give like vocabulary of trying to describe what this is really called, right? So we don't get no copyright issues. What we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the music down just a little tad bit so we can keep it going on without any interruption over here on YouTube, where we really got the most painful thing at. Alexa, pause the video for me. So, Alexa, pause the video. Alexa, pause. Alexa says she don't know how to help me with that. Alexa, pause. So, friendship trauma. What is that all about? Friendship trauma or what many people quietly and painful experience of friendship PTSD. Most people expect heartbreak from romantic partnership. They expect pressure from family, but they don't, expect the person who once felt like home to them to be a friend who they knew they could tell, the ones you could tell your inside jokes to, you the ones you could tell your secrets to, the ones you could tell your vulnerability to become a source of deeper, lasting emotional pain. We ain't never thinking that we gonna have PTSD by friends, right? We always think PTSD is coming from some family member or definitely a relationship. We always thinking it, right? Ain't that what we thinking over here on TikTok? We always thinking that PTSD come from a relationship or something like that. Never estimating it to be coming out to be from a friend. Now, because we don't expect it, we also don't talk about it. We also don't mention it. We also don't like to hear about it. You feel what I'm saying? But we all grieve properly for friendship with PTSD, right? And so, with that being said, friendship PTSD really feels like I'm gonna break it all the way down to you. I'm gonna give you five. You hear me? I'm gonna give you five sources. I'm gonna give you five statements. However you want to put it, I'm gonna give you five. Okay? I'm gonna give you five. So this first one is gonna be what friendship PTSD really feels like. Friendship PTSD isn't about dramatic or sensitive. It's about nervous system remembering a wound that's in your mind or that's keep trying to minimize in your mind. It can look like overthinking every message you send to a new friend, feeling terrified of being replaced, flinching when someone's pulling towards those emotional strings or away from you. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. We avoid group chats. We avoid parties or social settings, waiting for the moment someone decides you're just too much. Replaying old conversations in your head to try to figure out what's really wrong. And here's the truth: most people don't even realize losing a friend can hurt just as much, sometimes even more, than losing a romantic partner. You know, because friends are often the people we don't guard ourselves against. I'm gonna really be real, and I said we taking off all the gloves. We ain't keeping nothing. You know what I'm saying? Here we're gonna talk about everything. Now, with these friendships and the ones who you tell all your deepest secrets to, I know sometimes when you telling those secrets, you wondering the deepest secrets. Are they gonna really tell it when y'all really lose friendship? Are they gonna really let all your business out? Are they gonna really put you on blast? Are they gonna really post you on Facebook? Are they gonna really post you on social media? I know we be wondering that. Cause then that makes you think back to all the bullshit that they done said or that they done did, and you sitting up there realizing that, hey, he really or she really ain't who the friend she say she is. You know what I'm saying? They ain't who they say they is. And so you start to question it because we done had a little bad or we done had a falling out. Like, really, what y'all, you know what I'm saying? What this person gonna do? And then oftentimes some people like to use the term fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? They like to use the term. If you offended by anything I say for me keeping it real, then this might not be the channel for you. I'm just gonna really real. If you're offended and easily offended, let me go and put that out there right now. This might not be the channel for you. Cause I don't tell no lies over here. I don't even get down like that. I just keep it real and keep it 100 with you. Two, this is number two, is what we gonna talk about. Why it hit so hard? Friendship really shape us. I'm gonna really be real. They use the term birds of a feather flock together, and I'm pretty sure your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, somebody told you about this statement. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you see me with this crowd over here, you wonder, oh, well, is Mindy affiliated social with? Because these certain people that's in this category of friends do fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? You really like, okay, is this the person that they represent the whole entire group or the whole entire party of people? I'm just being real. You got to really ask yourself that. And you got to not leave nothing on the table when you being real with yourself. Now, these influences, they sometimes can change our identity. Sometimes they can boost our confidence, or sometimes they give you a sense of belonging. And when I say sense of belonging, I mean where you've been looking for your family or your tribe. You've been looking for people and trying to figure out where you belong. And you thinking you fit in over here with this category right here, but not knowing everybody that's inside of the friendship. This is what we talking about, friendship PTSD. Share the live for me. Tap the screen one time for me over here on TikTok. Now, so when a friendship becomes manipulative, controlling, emotionally one-sided, dismissive, or suddenly withdraw, your entire emotional foundations can feel like it's just straight out collapsing. And the confusing part is there rarely any closure. Friendship breakup often happen quietly, a slowly fade, a suddenly distant, a betrayal, not one witness. All right, y'all. Listen, when I decided to think of this title of this podcast while I'm on vacation, while I was on vacation this week, I said I got to dive deep. And I'm gonna really be honest with you. I lost a friend of a 30-year friendship. Again, I lost a friend over a 30-year friendship. And I ain't got no will ill. I don't even got no negativity towards that person. It's just we don't float the same no more. We don't operate the same. I start realizing and start analyzing what the fuck was I doing? You feel what I'm saying? I started thinking and seeing, not just with the glasses, not just with my eyeballs. I started seeing in the back of my head that what I'm doing is really not being reciprocated from the other party. It's really not benefiting me. But I got caught up in, oh, I want to go here. And I just want my home partner, girl, whatever you want to call it. I just want them to be cool and kick it with me. But I had to learn to not be focusing on the space that I'm in right now. I had to think for long term. I had to say, well, how is this beneficial to me in the long run? How have this been beneficial to me? What has been transpiring? I started getting a notebook and started writing out what really wasn't beneficial to my life. I started writing out what was fuck shit. I started writing out what was sneaky shit. And I ain't even gonna care. I did see this person do certain things to other people, but they never did it to me. So that's one of the mistakes that we all make and say, hey, they ain't never did it to me. So why I gotta do this or why I gotta do that? Yeah, they did it to you. They did it to you. You just weren't paying attention that they did it to you. You was too focused in on the laughter. You was too focused on whatever that was going on that was familiar at the particular time. We was too busy focusing on it. So I had to learn, look, I'm gonna cut this off. I ain't gonna hold on to this friendship no more. 30 years mean absolutely nothing to that person. So it had to not mean nothing to me. It had to not mean nothing to me. I had to let it go and let God. You feel what I'm saying? I had to not put my whole self in there and say, oh, we've been friends 30 years and I just might as well just gone along. No, the last thing the person said to me after I explained myself and gave my side of how I feel about this friendship, they told me, well, I guess I just don't know how to be a friend. That was a way, again, up under the manipulative, up under the controlling. That was a way for them to digress, fall back, or whatever they want to call it, and not participate with me and not hear me out. And some people be saying, "Oh, you too soft." What that mean? You because you too soft? What does that really mean? Because they soft? I don't understand it. Oh, you too emotional. What that mean? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got none, and I'm pretty sure you got some. Cause we all were born with emotion. I'm pretty sure we all got emotion. So I had to let this 30-year friendship just go and not take it, to the heart, like you know what I'm saying, like a real breakup. I had to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? I had to suck it up. And that's what I need y'all to do. Move along. 30 years, now it is what it is. If I see this person in crossing, hey, how you doing? It is what it is. No hard feelings towards you. I wish you the best. That's all I got for you. I don't got nothing else. I don't got no time. I don't got no conversation of how we hadn't been talking within certain length of time. And no, we want to fall back on the times that we missed and didn't have together. Now I'm saying, oh, well, what you were doing since we ain't been friends? Like, I don't give a fuck. Again, I don't mean no malice towards this person. Hey, bye. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. All right, we're going to get into the third thing. The third thing is the invisible grief. This is the grief that doesn't get recognized because when someone loses a friend, the world says, just make new friends. You better off. people grow apart. This is the excuses that people like to give you in order for you to just kind of be okay. But you need to go through a grieving process in order to bring in more friends. You need to have the grieving I mean, you need to have a whole ceremony on this person, whoever it is. It could be family member that you holding as a friend. It could be cousin that you holding as a friend. Over here on Spotify, worker that you holding as a friend. I mean, you need to have a ceremony about this friendship because it's no longer serving you or giving you any purpose. So guess what? We need to have a funeral service. We going through the grieving process. I mean, you need to cry. You need to give the ugliest cry you can get. If you got to ball your lip up and say, ah, we need that. We need that. We need that. We need to see that. I need to see that for myself. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you get over friendship. Don't keep inviting new friends into your life, and then you ain't even have a memorial service. You ain't even have a funeral service for the ones that you know what I'm saying, that you done cut now. You got PTSD, and now you over here with a new friend, and y'all holding a conversation. Guess what? You bitter than a motherfucker. It's words that being talked about that you don't even want to talk about. It's stuff that being said that's triggering, and you trying to figure out what's really going on. Or are they talking to me? Or who they think they talking to you? And sometimes it just really be like I said, you need to have the memorial, the burial, for whatever you got going on. And don't listen to people tell you, oh, you better off. Just like somebody dying in your family and they turn around and saying to you, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I understand. Do you truly really understand? Do you understand? I mean, are you truly available to understand, or them just words that we as melanated being accustomed to just really saying? Because some people say, "Oh, I'm praying for you, baby. I'm praying for you, sucker. I'm praying for you." Then what they doing? They ain't even prayed for you. They just typed it. They just texted to you. They ain't even said nothing to you. They just, you know what I'm saying? It's something that as people we are accustomed to doing. If you see something, you're gonna automatically say, I'm praying for you, sugar. Call the pastor, I'm praying for you, honey. You know? Nah, we ain't doing that. You need to have a proper, and then you need to have a burial service. After you have the memorial, the funeral, you need to have a burial service. And I mean, you need to bury that shit so far deep. I mean, you don't even need to return. You don't even need to go back to the grave site to visit it and see if that spirit gonna talk to you. You need to let that spirit die. Cause if you once was my friend and you ain't my friend no more, then it's somewhere between the lines, you was a fuck nigga or you was a fuck girl from the beginning. I just was too blind to see that. And so now my eyes open and I took them stunner shades off. Now I can see properly. So you need to have a funeral, a memorial, and then finalize it with a burial service. I mean, you need to bury and you need to stomp on that dirt like it's nothing. I mean, you need to stomp like this, like the song say, stomp, you need to stomp. But what if it wasn't y'all were just growing apart? What if it wasn't emotional abuse distinguished as loyalty? What if it wasn't, it was betrayal? Like what if? But what if it was abandonment at the time you needed someone? This grief is invisible but also real. I'm just gonna tell y'all. I don't even know no other way to say it. I don't even know no other way to put it. But what's going on? I'm having a hard time. This is what you need to say to yourself. I'm having a hard time and I'm struggling, and I need to have a proper barrier for this because it ain't always we just grew apart. And a lot of times we do like to say growing apart to cover up and not really say what really happened. Like, oh, I don't want to speak on it, or I don't want to talk about it. Why? Who told you can't? Who gave you permission not to? Huh? Who gave you permission not to say nothing? I'm talking to y'all Spotify. Y'all talk back to me. Talk to me Facebook and TikTok. Who gave you the permission not to say nothing and just say, oh, I'm gonna leave it like this because I don't want to say nothing. But then in the scheme of it all, you get over here with new people, new friends, and you still talking about it. So really, was you lying to yourself? I'm being real. Was you lying to yourself? Because who was you trying to convince? I know you weren't trying to convince the new friends. I know you weren't trying to convince the new friends. Y'all couldn't have been trying to convince the new friend. They don't even know nothing about you, them, they, or they don't know. So who was you trying to convince? You got every right to feel the way you feel. Because when you start not talking about stuff and you start to suppress stuff, then you start to overthink, you start to overreact, you start to be out of place. And then you don't want to go nowhere. Cause what you say, ain't no new friends around, ain't nobody around, I can be cool, I can talk with, you know what I'm saying? Then we all screwed up. So we gotta definitely work on that. We gotta let's break the silence. You feel what I'm saying? This episode is gonna bring language to the experience, so many people can stop carrying this silence as a bag of bricks. We need to drop these loads. We need to drop the backpack. It's too heavy, my friend. 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 We need to drop the bag. Cause why we toning and then the shit heavy? Now you sweating. Now your thighs tight. Now your back hurt for carrying the load for too long. We gotta work on that. We gotta stop doing it. Like what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong? Talk to somebody. You feel what I'm saying? And it's about validate. It's about validating the wound. No one validates your pain if they don't know your pain. You can't expect this person, that person to validate what you're saying. And you ain't even talked about it. So I guess you want all of them to be genies. I guess you all of them want to be mind readers, palm readers. Is that what it is? Everybody want, to know you should be able to look at my face and tell what's wrong with me. What? What is you talking about? I should be able to do what now? You want me to be able to read what's going on? I can't read what's going on. I can't. You need to speak that trauma, call it out, have the proper memorial, funeral, and then a burial. That's the bottom line. And don't let nobody tell you anything different. Ain't no hush your mouth, baby. Ain't no be quiet, baby. That's why some people, I'm gonna be real. Some people be mad when people put stuff on social media. Y'all got to realize some of these people, this the only outlet that they got. These the only family members of Facebook that they got. Half of them ain't got nothing in their name but Facebook. So you asking them not to put in what they supposed to get that at? Then you say, oh, well, you need to go seek professional help. But I thought you was my family, though. I thought you was my culture. I thought you was my community. I thought you was a vibe. What happened to that? So we just gonna erase that? We just gonna ignore that? You know what I'm saying? We just gonna not see that? We're just gonna walk past it like it ain't nothing? You know what I'm saying? Stop being mad because people put stuff on Facebook. That's their only outlet. There's no other outlet. There's no other room. There's no other place. Don't get mad because they put it on Facebook. Reach out to them and figure out, ask and see what's wrong with them. What's the problem? How can I help? Be a helpmate and not a hindermate. You hindering because you being negative and you putting shit on Facebook like, they putting it on Facebook. They putting their business on Facebook. All right, then you sit over there and blow up like a ticking time bomb. Well, I'm pretty sure we done seen a lot of people on live crashing out. We done seen it, right? We done seen a lot of people on live crashing out. And y'all wonder why they crash dummies. Because they ain't got no outlet to express themselves. But Facebook, but Instagram, but TikTok. So let's be a helpmate. Let's be a community. Because I can remember back in my days, and I'm in my 40s, I can remember when a community was really involved. The community played a part. The community participated. Now it's like, let them fuck on. Let them fuck on, do their best. Let them fuck on, say what they gonna say. So what you doing? You happy? Or are you just talking because it's something to talk about? Maybe that's what it is. It's a good topic of conversation. Y'all just want to talk about it. You know? Here are some deep, safe questions to transition into a conversation with yourself. I'm gonna give y'all these. I came up with these. I wrote these down. So I'm gonna read them off, and I promise you, when you begin to evaluate and start unpacking, again, you need to have a memorial, you need to have a funeral, you need to have a proper burial. Cause this is a grief. This is a grief. This is a grief. We ain't playing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be 2026. We need to get serious about our life. We need to let our life be the mirror that reflects the other, that can be a help to somebody else and not a hindrance. It's already killing us through music. So we need to focus. But it's that focus. Focus. We need to focus. I'm just being real. All right, the first question. What's a friendship you lost that still echoes in your life? What is a friendship you lost that still echoes in your life? Huh? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Number two. When did you first realize the relationship wasn't healthy for you? Oh, now when I did this one, I was like, I don't know, I might be opening a can of worms. Cause ain't nobody finna sit up here and admit when something ain't healthy. Cause we can say we can eat food and it not be healthy, but get what we're gonna do? We're gonna still eat it, ain't we? We're gonna still eat a little piece, and we're gonna eat a little piece. It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't gonna bother us. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eat a little piece. Let me get a little corner. You feel me? Let me let a little ice cream. Let me go get a little leg one time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt me. But it's still killing you in the inside. Though these are the type of things that we need to be focused on. Like really. Because we need to fix this. The third thing. What made the experience feel traumatic rather than just painful? And I feel when I said traumatic, I feel like to the core. I feel like to every human being, you have feelings. I feel like it's hurting you down to the bone. Like you can't move on, you can't function. And I know again, a lot of people may hear this in relationships as far as being romantically. Now we going deeper than that. We talking about friendship PTSD. All right, the next one. How has the loss changed the way you trust people today? Oh my God. How has the loss changed now? Look, I'm tapping. How has the loss changed the way you trust people today? Man, man, man. I know this one right here. I know this one from close friends that I deal with, and I be trying to, you know what I'm saying, school them. I be trying to help them because I'm a Gemini. And everybody knows Gemini is the ruler of communication. And we all, like they said, we always have the answer for them. And sometimes we go through our own shit and ain't nobody can really understand, you know. And how this right here, I just, help them, try to push them in the right direction that they need to go in, but it's still ultimately up to them to do the proper burial. It's up to them to do the proper thing that they need to do to heal. Don't look for me because I'm a Gemini. You know I'm a ruler of communication, and you want me to do everything for you. I just simply I can't do it all. I can't do it all for you. But we know that friendship PTSD has definitely changed. You're gonna be looking at this person and saying to yourself, "Oh shit, they got some ways and so and so, so and so. Let me back up." And sometimes it could just be a misunderstanding. You're not really understanding them; they're not really understanding you. But now you done took it to a whole nother level that you wasn't even supposed to take it to. Like, why you take it there? Why? What wrong with you? Why you take it there? Like you took it too far and it wasn't even necessary, but you got PTSD from the past friendship that you didn't have that proper barrier for. The next one. What do you wish people understood about the grief of losing a friendship. I wish people understood that, again, we need to have a proper burial. We need to have a funeral. You need to do some weeping. Just because you weep, that don't mean you soft. I had this one guy tell me, I'm single, and I had this one guy tell me this week. He says to me in a very demanding way, "Oh, send me some pictures." That was just the first thing he said out the muscle. And I said, "What?" Because I'm trying to figure out what angle is he coming from. So when I said to him, I said it's a better way to ask for anything. He says to me, "Oh, you too sensitive. I don't need to fuck with you because you too sensitive." Then I said to myself, block. Cause I ain't even finna waste no breath on you. Why is I wasting breath on you? Nah. Block. Cause nah, I done been there and done that again. I lost a friendship of 30 years, and it's been about 3 years now that we haven't spoken to each other on that level as a friendship. And I'm okay with that. And I still socialize and still affiliated with that particular person family because I've been in their family for over 30 years. And I say over 30 years now simply because it's been past 30 years and I still go to family functions, even seen that person at the family function. But that person act like they didn't see me, I act like I didn't see them. Because at this point, guess what? You don't know me and I don't know you. So quit telling people you know me because you don't know me. If you ain't in my life within the last 3 to 6 months, quit telling people that you know me because you don't know me. You don't. And if you ask me, do I know them? No, I don't know them either. You said who? 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 What's that name? What's that name you referring to? I don't know you. See, a lot of y'all get hung up and trying to overly explain. Oh, I knew them so and so, baby. If they ain't meant shit to you, if they wasn't no good, and this and that, uh. We can hold. I object, Your Honor. We can hold it. Stop it. I don't know them. They don't know me. Let's keep it that way. We're gonna keep it as we don't know each other. The feeling is mutual. Exchange without a robbery. That's all it is an exchange without a robbery. The next one. What help you start healing and reconnecting with people again? Ask yourself that once you get over what you get over. And again, this may help somebody else. You may never know what type of help you can help somebody else with overcoming or having the proper, I'm gonna keep saying the proper funeral, the proper memorial, and the proper burial for that friendship. Friendship trauma healing isn't about getting over it, it's about rebuilding parts of yourself you once shared with someone who didn't honor you. Wow. Wow. Healing is often looked like learning how to set new boundaries in friendship. This is something I myself, again, in this 30 year friendship, I didn't set boundaries. And again, we was very young. So I ain't know nothing about no boundaries. We became friends when I want to say probably like 6 or 7 years old. I ain't nothing about no boundaries. I'm pretty sure that person nothing about no boundaries either. You know? So now that you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to set boundaries for the people new coming in your life. You got to make it be known. You can't sit there quiet and not say nothing. And what really irks me when people do that. Why you want to be quiet? But then when it's some rowdy stuff going on, some trauma that's going on with somebody else, and people want to share that stuff, you want to be vocalized. Why? You know? Why do y'all want to do that? But we got to learn how to set these boundaries. Find people who don't push you for being human. And it's like I said earlier on, you too soft. Them ain't your friends. And a lot of people growing up with certain parents, I'm gonna say, if your parents about 60, 70 on up, a lot of people without parents, with parents in that age range are stuck because they parents didn't teach them anything or they parents wasn't able or didn't have the tools to tell them how to be human. So if somebody tell you you too soft or you thinking too hard, you thinking too much in it, them ain't your friends. Because if I can't be vulnerable with you, or if I can't be in a sacred space with you and expressing myself, then I don't need to be friends with you. I don't need to be friends with you at all. But understanding and admitting that the pain was real, even without a dramatic ending. Reclaim your voice after being silent, allowing new friendships to feel safe again. Slowly and mostly important, it's okay to miss someone who hurt you. Nobody gonna say that that person that hurt you, you can't miss them. But we just not gonna keep going back. Because why? We done already had the funeral, we done already had the memorial, and we done already had the burial. And when I say miss, I mean the good times. Miss the good times of being friends with that person. Because what we don't want to do is keep reliving the cycle over and over mentally. You may not be with them physically, but mentally you can keep repeating the cycle over and over and you wonder, why am I going through this? Because you haven't had the proper burial. You know, you are not alone. If you're listening to this and you're carrying the scars of a friendship that broke you, you're not imagining it at all. You're not overreacting and you're not the only one. I know for sure you're definitely not the only one. Friendship PTSD is real. Your pain is valid and your healing is possible. You deserve friendship that feels safe, connections that don't cost you your peace, and people who don't leave you questioning your worth is who the people you need to get rid of. If you questioning who you is while you with this person, then that's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. I'm gonna be the first to tell you, Young T. I'm gonna be the first to tell you it's a problem, y'all. It's a problem over here on TikTok. So do that proper burial, bury that friendship, that hatchet, or whatever that's negative that's affecting your life that they did. They a fuck nigga, fuck girl, fuck him, fuck her, whatever you want to call them. It's time to have the memorial. It's time to have the burial. I can't stress that enough. It's time to put it under, put it under. It's time to put it on the floor. It's time to put it on the floor. Don't worry about how they think because you letting them know. Let me check you right quick. If you can't check your friend, or if you can't say nothing about your friend without seeming problematic to them, oh, you tender. You know what I'm saying? If that's how they feel, then move along. If you're not allowed to say certain things in front of your friend, move along. Stop wasting your time. Don't get caught up in, oh, we having such a good time, or we boiling, we partying, we outside. Don't get caught up in that. Let it be known. What you did, you may not do it in front of a lot of people publicly, but when y'all get back to wherever y'all going, hey friend, what you did the other day, that was fucked up. What you did the other day, that was some foul ass shit. Cause if I can't say nothing, then they're gonna make me look at you and be like, oh, you don't got the best interest at heart for me. And I'm cool and I'm okay with that, you know? And I'm gonna read to you, and this is my closing statement. I'm gonna read to you it's kind of poem dialogue or whatever you want to call this that I got together and came up with. And there's a kind of heartbreak we don't hold funerals for. A kind we don't post about, don't name, don't warn people about. It's the heartbreak that comes from a friend, a person you trusted so deeply. You stopped noticing you were trusting them. It was just natural, effortless, safe until it wasn't. And nobody prepares you for that. Nobody teaches you that a friend can shatter you just as sharply as a lover, maybe even sharper, because you didn't have an armor on. You walked in bare, open, laughing to certain things. Wow. Friendship PTSD is the echo of someone who sworn they'll always be there and then vanished without a sound. It's the quiet panic, With a new friend replies late, it checks your tone, you checks your text, you checks your existence, like you're trying not to trigger the abandonment. It's the fear of groups, the fear of closeness, the fear of being replaced by someone funnier, cooler, lesser than you. It's remembering the day you realized the best friend you defended was the one slowly dimming your light. Y'all got some real haters inside of the friendship. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You have y'all ever had an ideal of something, and when you spoke your idea of what you thought, then your friend was like, nah, I wouldn't do that. Ain't nobody doing that. Why you doing that? Y'all ever had that friend? I'm pretty sure. And this wasn't even only the 30-year friendship that I'm talking. Man, look, I'm telling you, calling it love, calling it loyalty, calling it a joke, calling it nothing until you become nothing too. Nobody talks about the grief of losing a friend, how it feels like losing a version of yourself, how it's a breakup with no title, a death with no obituary. Friend PTSD, I'm telling y'all, is real. I'm going to read that again. Nobody talks about the grief of losing a friend, how it feels like losing a version of yourself, how it's a breakup with no title, a death with no obituary. People tell you you'll make new friends as if connection grows on trees, as if betrayal is something you walk off from, as if trust is just a switch you turn on or off. But your body remembers, your nervous system remembers, your soul remembers what it feels like to hand someone your heart and watch them drop it in slow motion. Friendship PTSD is real. It's the bruise you hide because everyone tells you it shouldn't hurt that much, but it does. God knows it does, it does, it does. But here's the part we don't say enough. You survive a friendship that tried to teach you you're unworthy. Too much, not enough, and replaceable. And yet, here you are, still capable of love, still capable of trust, even if it's something that you trembling to do. Still capable of connection, even if your hand's shaking when you offering it as a friend. Healing doesn't look like you forgetting. It looks like remembering who you are before someone convinced you you were hard to love. To anyone listening who feels broken by a friend they would have died for, you're not crazy, you're not dramatic, and you're not alone. Again, this is about friendship PTSD. Friendship PTSD. To anyone who listening who feels broken by a friend they would have died for, you're not crazy, you're not dramatic, you're not alone. Your pain is real, your healing is yours, and the right person or the right people who stay in your life, who hold, who see you, they do exist. And when they arrive, you'll feel it in your bones. Friendship can hurt, but it can also save you. This time on your terms. Man, this is the end of the podcast. Thank you for the gift, Sherm. And I want you guys to really, really understand when you're having a friendship, you need to have a memorial. You need to have a funeral, or as us we like to say, a funeral. We need to have a funeral, and you need to have a proper burial. You need to weep a little bit. Mm-hmm. You need to weep. You need to weep, and it's okay to do some weeping and wailing. It's okay because you have to purge, and you have to be ready for the new friends to come back or to come in your life. Can you follow me? I'm trying to get 1,800 followers. Sherm, what I need to do, follow me first so I can know to follow you once I end this podcast. But what I'm gonna say is speak your truth no matter what it looks like and in front of whoever. I ain't saying be disrespectful. I'm not saying be irate. I'm not saying that at all. We don't need you to do that. I need you to be what they call focus. I need you to be focused. I don't need you to be disrespectful. I don't need you to be disrespectful at all. And if somebody can't hear you, nobody can understand, then guess what? Them are not your people. Them are not your people at all. Who is that? Let me screenshot this because it be some weird stuff. And I need to later come back and see that. But again, nevertheless, don't let these people dictate to you who, what, where, and how. No. Alexa, play. Understand you are valued. With that being said, I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you, TikTok, for watching me. Y'all been the most VIP. I can't even lie. TikTok, y'all really been showing me love over here. I ain't even gonna lie. Facebook, we gotta get with it. We gotta get with it. I'm your girl, Phenomenal Mindy. This has been an amazing podcast. I do what I do to help the community. I do what I do to do my part as being part of a community and a culture. I do this because I want to do this. I do this because I care about you. You know, nobody paying me. I ain't asking to be paid. As they said, I'm doing my part. You know, I'm doing my part. Hey, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. It's your girl, Phenomenal Mindy, and I'm out. Hey, Dolph. Hey, don't forget to follow me on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me. If you're not following me, follow me on any one of those platforms. We all circling back. We all circling together.